Hello everyone, welcome to the SaiCad Center. I am Shani Goyal, a certified instructor for Autodesk, Dassault and PTC with 8 years of experience of industry and technical education. I have conducted more than 100 workshops, college trainings and faculty development programs, and also I have trained 2500 plus students in various CAD programs. So SaiCad Center is one of the Autodesk, PTC and Dassault system authorized training center located in India, and we are committed to provide the best quality, most reliable and specialist software service to the mechanical, civil and architectural industries and institutes. So SaiCad Center has more than 13 years of experience in these software trainings with corporate trainings, and we also provide CAD solution for mechanical, civil and architectural industries. We are also the #1 institutes, the #1 partner of Autodesk to provide the training on various products of Autodesk. So today we will cover SolidWorks. In that we will cover surface modeling modules and surface modeling tools, and we will also create these two objects in the SolidWorks surface tools. Prerequisite of this surface modeling: you have to know the SolidWorks part modeling or the solid modeling, and also the SolidWorks assembly design in order to work with the SolidWorks surface tools. So in this training we will cover cover the introduction of the SolidWorks, then introduction of the surface modeling. After that we will go for the shape controls in the surface modeling, how to control the shape of surfaces. Then we will cover how we can guide the surface. Then we will cover different options like loft, blend and filled surfaces, and many others commands in surface modelings. Then at the final stage we will create a solid body from the surface we have created, and we will also define some visualized properties on that solid. So what is SolidWorks? SolidWorks is a CAD, CAM and CAE software for design engineers. In SolidWorks you can create any product in 3D, or you can create the assembly of the product. You can create separate parts with the help of solid modeling, surface modeling, sheet metals, weldments, mold tools, and after that you can create the assembly of the product or the parts created with different modules. Then we can also create the motion study, we can simulate the product, we can analyze the product for the structure or thermal, and we can also create the drafting of that product. So in this session we are going to cover SolidWorks surface tools. So surface modeling gives you the ability to build out a visual representation of an object's exterior and its contours. In other words, the exterior and the contours we will create are known as the surface. These objects can be mechanical components like an engine, or any complex organic shape like animals, like any plastic body. No matter what you are designing, surface modeling requires you to define the exterior curves and shape of your objects. Unlike solid modeling, your object can be geometrically and physically incorrect with no properties of mass defined and no thickness. This gives the designer the unique ability to modify the model in ways that solid model are incapable. This means, however, that surface models cannot be sliced open like their solid counterparts because the object is essentially hollow. So what you can do with the surface modeling? So surface modeling uses some splines, some equation in order to define the feature of your solid appearing object, and used in many 3D animation and in many video games, in many plastic models or plastic components. So with the help of SolidWorks surface tools, so solid modeling tools have their limitations, like having to build out several sides of a shape at once. Surface modeling lets you build out faces individually, gives you control over the exact contours and directions. So which modeling technique is better, solid or surface? So surface and solid modeling both have their pros and cons. Being a great designer is about understanding how to leverage this in order to efficiently and accurately design models in a CAD environment, where you can slice, extrude in a solid model. Surface modeling is better for shaping mesh objects, giving designers the ability to create levels of smoothness and manipulate mesh faces by dragging the edges in order to perfect the design. So now we are going to start with the software. In the software, we will create these two models, and before that we will cover some basic or some important commands like curves, how to handle the curves, like sweep, like loft. What can we do with these commands? So let's get started with the software. So as you can see here, I have already created these parts. You can see first one is this one, and second one is, so wait for a second, it will load. So SolidWorks, we are in this SolidWorks we are using SolidWorks 2020 on the latest version, and this software requires a heavy system like minimum 8 GB of RAM with minimum i5 processor and with some graphic card like NVIDIA 1050 or NVIDIA 900 series. So you can see this is our second part and this was our first part. So we are going to create these two parts in this session. So first we are going to cover some commands. So let me close these so our software runs smoothly. Okay. So now in order to use the software, first we have the new command here. So in that you can see we have three options. First is the part, second is the assembly, and third is the drawing. So everything is covered in these three modules. In order to create any part, you have to go here. In order to create a product, you have to go here. In order to create the drawing of part or the assembly or the product, you have to go here. So we are going to start with the part, as we can get the tools of the surface in that part modeling. So now we have the window here. You can see we have some tools here, some file menus and options in between. We have a quick access toolbar here. We can create a new file, open like that. We have the search bar here. You can search any command from here, or you can search many more options from here. Then we have the model tree here and the ribbon bar. In the ribbon bar you will get the tabs. For solid modeling we have the feature tab here. For the sketching we have the sketch. For the surface modeling we have the surface tool here. If you don't see your required tools here, just right click on any tab, go to the tabs, you can activate your tab from here. Then this is the working area. We have some navigation tools here for zoom, for sections, for views, for visual styles, and some on off features from here. We can turn on or off these features directly from here. Then we have the visualization properties from here, and we have the learning connector right here. And we also have the model option, the 3D views, and the motion study options here. Next we have the unit system here. In order to change the unit, like I want IPS or MMGS, whichever you want to use, just choose the unit from here directly. So now first of all we have the features here. Now in the feature you can see we have the tool like extrude, revolve, sweep, loft and boundary, and you will got these tool also in the surface: extrude, revolve, swept, loft, boundary. All the commands are similar, just we have to choose the command according to the need. If you want to create a solid, choose from here. If you want to create a surface, choose from here. You can see we are in surface and every command has a prefix with surface attached here. Then we have the reference geometries. These are the important ones, and the curves also the important. You can also get these two options in the solid also. So while we create the surface from surface tools, we will also going to use some tools right from here, like we will use the mirror, we will use the shell right from here. So now we have the planes right here, which we will use to create the surface, for the which we will also use as a reference from here. Now we have the surface, the sketch tools right here. So in order to create a surface, we need to create some entities, like from the sketch or from the curves directly. So first I'm going to create a pipe directly from here. I will show you some tools directly from here. So like we are going to create a sketch, so select the sketch from here, then you have to choose the plane. Now I'm going to show you what is the difference between solid and surface. So create this feature, these entities from here, like I want this 150, and exit out. So you can rotate it from the mouse. Now if you go to the feature and use the extrude boss or base, this command is for solid modeling. You can just drag it from here, okay, and just click OK, and you will see we got a solid body right here. If you go to the section and choose any plane or face, you will see the object is solid from inside also. Then if we edit this one, or if we use again the same sketch and go to the extrude and we use the thin feature, okay, and you can see this is again a solid body with a wall okay. So this is the solid model. If you want to create a surface, then you have to go to the surface tools, then you have to use the extrude from here and select the sketch, and you will get a shape like that. you will have the similar option here, just one option added, that will be cap ends, and one option removed, that will be the thin feature. So if you click OK, you will got a surface body from here. So you will got four different surfaces right here. You can choose the surface, you can apply all the commands, you can manipulate these bodies from right here. So surface means a zero thickness entity, and solid means with some thickness, the body will have some thickness right there. So now we are going to use these commands from here to create some objects. So now we are going to start with some object. So first of all, I'm going to show you some reference objects. So you will see we have a reference object that I'm going to create in this. So first one will be this one. I have some different views of this object right here also. So you can see in this view we have some different shape, in this view we have some other different shape. Okay, the object is similar but both have some different shapes, you can see in the curves from here. Okay, and the other shape, or you can use any other, like I'm using this mouse currently, so I have I have downloaded these images from the internet. So you can just also use the shape, the reference shapes. You can also create with the help of these shapes by directly importing these images into the software, or you can just use your imagination, or you can use the measuring tool like vernier to measure the values, and you can create the sketches directly. So first of all, I will just use my imagination. So going to delete this sketch from here. So now I'm going to open the shape from here, and I will just use my imagination to create this one. Okay, or if I click here, the shape will go away, so I will just import this inside of my sketch. So I'm going to use the top plane and going to create a sketch right here. So in order to insert your image, you have to search here for the command that will be the sketch picture. I have already searched this command and I have already placed it here. You can just search it from here like sketch picture and drag this right here. So I have already placed it here, so I'm going to escape out and select the command. Next, you have to choose the image. So I have got that on my desktop in this folder. So right now I'm going to import this one. So it will take a few seconds to load, and here you will got your image. So now you can see we have a scale option here, a scale tool. So I know the length of this object, so I can just drag this, and now you will get the modification tool and you can define its length. So the units are in millimeter. So I know that from estimated value I can see this mouse is around 3 to 3.5 inches. So I will convert that. 1 inch will be equal to 25.4 millimeter into 3.5 inches. So I can just convert that. So this will be the shape, this will be the size. I can now just drag it somewhere like that and click OK. So if you want to use the imagination, you can just draw outside, or you can just place it outside and you can draw right here. Or if you want to trace this object, you can do that also by simply using the commands directly from here. So I'm going to trace it. So I will trace it in different sketch. So exit out from sketch and this shape will remain here. Okay, so now if you have a different view also, you can insert that view also. So I have a front view for this object. So if you see here in the front view, our object is in different side. If I place the front view here, this object is in different side. So right now I'm just going to insert the view first. So go to the sketch and insert an image directly from here, and I'm going to use the front view from here. So again, after taking some time, the view will be placed here. So now again I know the length of the object, that will be from here to this point. So remember, this length is estimated, it will not be accurate, so you just have to define the value. I have used the 25.4 into 3.5 this length, and after zooming out you will get this object here, and you have to place it somewhere like here. So I'm going to use a reference also to align this, or you can just see it, it's almost aligned. So click OK, and you will have your front view right here. So just rotate your object. So double click on this one, you can rotate it. We have the rotation here. I want to rotate it 90 degree. So you can see we have the same option. So I'm going to place it right here. I can just go to the view, and I can just go to the top, and you will see we have the shape here. So place it around the origin, click OK, and we have the shape right here. So you can now just trace the shapes and create the shape directly from here. So how to trace? We have to use some arcs, some splines. So till now in the solid modeling, most of the student or most of the people only use the line, circle, these command, the arc, the rectangle, like these one. But in surface modeling we will have to create the spline right from here. So we will use in this session only the spline and the style spline, and we will also use the curves from here, the project and the split line. This will be available after we create some splines right here. So now just create the sketch. So I'm going to exit out first. You can see this one has some symbol here. So this symbol is right here. This is for the rebuild. You can press the Ctrl B also, and the symbol will be removed. So now just select a sketch or select a plane first, go to the sketch, and you can just draw here right now. If you want to fade this, you can just double click and use the transparency from here, full image. I want to fade it around like somewhere here, so you can just fade it. So now go to the sketch, and you can use the tool from here. So this is a simple arc shape, so I can just directly use the arc. So use the top view for your sketch. You can see we have a sketch 4 here also. So I'm just going to delete that one, and I'm just going to create a sketch at the top. And now I can just use the arcs. So don't create the full object, you can just create the half object, and the half will be mirrored. In surfacing, just half surfaces or half section is enough to create a full body if the object is symmetric only. So I can just use the arc right here like that, and again I can use the arc from here to here. Okay, and after that I can use an arc from here to this point. So you can see the arc matches the edges. If there is some issue, you can just match them by just dragging like that. So this arc needed to be come somewhere here, and this arc needed to be come somewhere here, or you can just create this up to this point and use another arc from here like that and create the shape. So in surface we need to create some arcs with some tangencies, otherwise our surface will not be correct. So I will show you the wrong one first. So this is the shape. I just want to make it horizontal. You can fully define it. I'm just going to leave it right here. So exit out, and in order to create the shape, this one, I have to create another shape in this front view. So I'm going to use this sketch from the front, and I can just create an arc from here, or I can now just use the spline from here, because if I create an arc like here to here, so my curve will not match here. You can see the curve is not matching. So to achieve that, we have the splines. First one is the point to point and or the fit. I can use the shape directly like that. You can see the spline will match directly, and we can just create it like that. Okay, so just make it vertical. With respect to that, move it a little bit downwards, and you can control it with the help of these control vertex. So you can see the shape is somewhere taking the shape. Okay, so now I need this point. Okay, if you don't see your points, just turn this on and you will see your shapes like here, or you can just turn those off. So select the 2 points, select the vertical from here, and you will get your shape. So now we get two shapes. I just want to hide these two, so I can do that. You will see we have the two shapes. So now go to the surface, and you will have the curves, and we have the project curve. I can create a third curve with these two reference curves by just using the sketch on sketch, and by just selecting these two, and you will get a third shape like that. Okay, so use that, and both the sketches will be hidden. If you want to use any sketch, just show that sketch. Okay, sorry, I don't want to see these one. Both the sketches will be consumed inside the curve, so show that. So we will have this sketch here, we will have this curve here. So if you want to create a face here directly, you can do that by just using by just closing out these two open entities. So to do that, we can just use, or we can just close them without any reference or without any closing points. We can use the command directly from here, boundary. If we go to the extrude, you can only, or we can only just extrude it like that, and in the next we will have to cut this with the help of some reference sketch. So I don't want to use that. With the help of revolve, it will be not possible. With the help of sweep, it can be created, but we need some sketch here to follow the shape. So the easiest option we have now is this boundary. We can just choose the points. In the direction one, I just want to choose. You can see it is only selecting a single line. So in order to choose the whole line, I can just right click and use the selection manager from here, and I can select the points on the edges like that, and click OK, and again right click, selection manager, and I can again select this one. You can see I have selected the other wrong edge, so cross it, selection manager, select this one, this one, this one, and this one, and now just click OK, and now we have two shapes, or the two arcs, two curves directly here. So you can see I have created a 3D shape, a 3D surface directly from here. Okay, so this will be the shape. So I know that this shape is wrong. We have to use multiple curves here in order to create this shape. Okay, I just created the rough sketch directly from here. Okay, you have to use the external is this arc in order to create the bottom shape, or in order to create the upper shape from here. Okay, for that we will use some reference curves, and we will use some other curves directly here. So right now I will just move on to the next. This was only to show you how we can use the project curve and how we can create a composite, a mixed curve, a 3D curve with the help of two reference curves. So moving to the next shape, we are going to show you, I'm going to show you how you can manipulate a shape with the help of some guides. So how to use the guide curves. For that, I'm just going to remove these sketches right here. So delete everything, yes to all, and everything will be deleted. So now I'm going to use some reference lines. I'm going to use a line directly. Okay, I'm going to use another sketch for the curve. So I'm going to use the spline from here, and for the spline I'm going to create it like that, and I'm going to use it, I'm going to create it vertical right here and vertical relation right here. Okay, so if you go here, you can just select these point, these control points, and you can just select that point and make it horizontal like that. You can also select the point from here, you can also select it and click on that point, just drag it a little bit and you can also convert it. So I want a sketch, I want a shape that is following this center line, and the outer shape will follow this one. So how to create that? Go to the sketch right here. Okay, first of all we need a plane in the front, so we have the plane directly here. For that I have used the origin, and I'm going to create a sketch right here. So first going to use the circular shape. I want that the circular shape, I'm not going to use the value right now, so exit out. So first, if I go to the sweep, I can just select the circular shape from here, and I can select the path, this one. So you can see this is only a cylindrical pipe, straight cylindrical pipe. Now if you want to make this pipe a little bit outside, if you want it to follow this shape, you just have to go back, you just have to select this one, and you just have to select the circular and this edge, and you have to create a relation that is called coincident. So exit out, and now if you go to the sweep, this one, and path, this one. So if you want it to follow this path, you just have to go to the guide curves, and you have to select this guide curve, and you can see that the shape is following that path in both the direction, not in a single direction, but in both the direction. So just click that, and your shape will be like that. So this will be the guides or the curves and the shape like that. If you want it to follow only in the one side, you just have to delete or disconnect the other side, so that it just only follow the single side. For that you have to split it, or if you want to make it in separate sections, you can just split it also. For that you can just go here in the curves, you will get a split line, and in that I can just turn the sketch on, you can just show it like that. So first you have to use, either you want to use the intersection or projection. So if you want to create with the help of a line, you can use the projection. Now you have to select the line, and now you have to select the face, and if you click OK, the sketch will be intersected in a direction, you can see right here. But if you want to intersect it in the other direction, for that you just have to use the planes. Right now you can see we have 3 planes right here. We have this one, we have this one. We can split it with both the planes. I want it to split in this direction. I want the upper section different, separated, and lower section separated. For that you just have to go to the split line. Now you just have to select the intersect, and right now you can see I have already selected the top plane, so this is selected here. And for here you can just select this one, and you will see we have the lines, the split lines here. So just click OK, and you can see this upper body is different, this lower body is different. If you want 4 sections, just use the second one, go to the split line, use the intersection and select the bodies you want to split. You just have to select both the bodies and you will get the shape. Okay, so now you can see we have 4 different shapes, and now we can create something next from here. So like I want to create a shape down here which is connected to this one. So for that I can just create, I can use a plane down here. For you can see we have a top plane. I can just drag a plane downside, and here we have a plane. I want that plane to be offset around 100. Click OK, and now I want to create a sketch right here. Now I want a different shape right here, so for that I'm going to use a circular shape. I want that shape to be somewhere here, like that, and I want that to be horizontal, and I want that to be around 70. Okay, so the distance between both the objects will be around 100. So exit out, and you will have this shape. So if you want to create a shape directly here, you can do that with the help of some curves, or you can just select surface from here, go to the loft, you can just select this one and this one directly here. For that you just have to select the selection manager, the close loop, like that. Okay, and you will see we have the shape here. You just have to twist this one because we have a point here and we need a point somewhere here, so that the object can be created. Now you can see the object is straight, but if you want to make it somewhat tangent to this face, you can use the start and constraint. I want this face to be normal to profile, so you can see this one was the bottom one, and this one normal to profile from the end, or I can use the tangent to face, like that. So you can see we have the shape like that. If you want to increase, you can just go forward, you can manipulate that also, or you can just change the value from here, like I want it to be 2. So click OK, and we have the shape right here. Right now I didn't use any curves to create the shape. I can use that if I want a different shape, like I want a rectangular shape, so I can use some curves right here. So I'm not going to use that, I'm just going to switch to the part that we are going to create today. So this was only to show you how you can use the shape, like the loft, like the sweep, like I have created the boundary before. And we also have a filled surface. If I want to close this one, I can just select all the faces and all the edges, and the surface or the face will be closed if I just click OK. So you can see this one will be closed. It can also be used to close, like I want to delete this one. Okay, if I delete this one, these also will be deleted, so I just have to create something here. So I will show you the field in the next object. Next we have the planar, we have the offset. If you want to create an offset body, you can create from here. We have the rule, we have some different option right here. So now I'm just going to switch to the new file that I'm going to create. So new part, and go to the sketch. First of all, I'm going to use the front plane. So the object that we are going to create today is this one. With I'm going to use the reference of this image. So directly import the image from here, sketch picture, and now just select the image. So after a few seconds you will get the image right here. So first I want to rotate this image, because you can see this is in angle, so I want to rotate it. So I can just rotate it like that. Okay, so if you want to rotate it according to a reference, so just click OK. I just want a line, just create a line. You can see we have a relation, and this line is horizontal, so I will just use a relation for midpoint. So I have a reference here. Now I want to rotate it, so just press double click and the shape will be, again the modification option will be there. So I want to rotate it somewhere like that, and I can just move it. So you can see we got the face almost flat down there. So this was the shape. Now I want to scale this image. So I don't have the exact values. I'm just going to assume that this shape somewhere here is around the size of my hand. So this is the grip, so hand will go there. So I'm going to assume that this from here to here will have the size of my hand. So I'm going to assume that my hand will have the width of around 3 inches. So I'm going to select that part from here to here. So I'm going to make it around 4 inches with some offset. So 4 inches means this will be 25.4 multiplied by 4. So we will got the shape or the size. Now I'm going to place it with its bottom face right here. So click OK, and we got the shape. Now I'm using the transparency up to 0.3 or 0.2. Click OK. So we have the shape here. So now I'm going to create the shape. So we can just remove this now and exit out. So we have the shape. So you can see that I don't have any other view of this object. I have, although this face here, for the reference purpose, you can see you don't see much here. You can just see that this is the plastic object with somewhat curve here. This curve is outside, so you can just determine that from here. If I go here, you can see the downward shape is somewhat like that. I'm just going to assume everything. Okay, and if we also get another shape like that, and this is a total different part, but just to take idea, you can see from here also. So just going to close that, and first of all I'm going to determine that how we are going to create this one. So if I see here the shape, if I see the shape from here, we can see that if I create this downward option, this downward shape right here, and again at somewhere here if I create another shape, and if I create a path like this one and this one, I can just create this shape with the loft command, and after that I can just use another shape right here. I can just create that with outside boundary like I have created in the sweep, so I can create it easily. And after that I can just use different fillet options and different cutting option to achieve the shape like that. Okay, so this one is not much difficult. So going to start with the top view and sketch in the top view. So I'm going to create a circle like that, a circle like that, or I can just use the arc, 3-point arc like that. So define some values, like I want this to be around 30. I can change the value later. I want this to be around 30 and I want this to be around 70, and the distance between these two will be around 20. Okay, and I want these two to be horizontal and these 2 points also to be horizontal like that. Okay, if I just move it in the side view, okay, I can see that I have placed the object somewhere in front. I can move the object backwards also. So if I do that, just click OK, exit out the sketch, just double click on this face, this sketch, go to the view. I want it to see from the front, so I can just move it like that. So if I want to determine the center, somewhere is the center, click OK. For the reference, I'm going to create a line at the center also. So edit the sketch, go, so you can see we have a origin, so I can just create a line here, a line here. Okay, so just press double click and you move the shape to somewhere here. Okay, so to take the reference that how big is the part, just double click outside or just click OK and move this object to be somewhere the end point of this face, so you can get the idea that how big will be the object. So if I just take the dimension of this, so it is 124, so I will just create it 125 from here like that. So now just exit out and go to the second sketch, edit that, and now you can see we got a reference line here, right here. So we got the start. We will have to create this arc to be somewhere here. So just delete this 20 distance and use this arc and use the point. In order to pick the point, you just have to rotate it a little bit like that and use the midpoint constraint directly and use the orientate the object. Now I need an arc right here, so I can just use a 3-point arc like that. I can make both the objects tangent, and I can just use those to be coincident like that. I want this value to be somewhat like 60. Okay, and after that I will create a fill radius of around 200 right here. Okay, so after that I'm just going to add a fillet right here. So you can just select the point. Yes, I want that fillet to be around 25. Okay, so you can see I don't have any value. I'm just going to assume everything right here, or if you got the part, you can just take the measurement of that part and use that. So again, just mirror these two, take the mirror entity, and first of all create a center line from here You can just convert this line also, so I'm just going to use the line like that. I'm just going to mirror these two with mirror line this one, and you will get the shape right here. Okay, so if you don't got the shape like this arc, just select this one and click OK. So we'll get the part here. So now you can see the value is somewhat distorted, so just use the dimension for only these two lines. Okay, and I want that shape to be around 40, or if you want to trim make it smaller, you can just change the size. So just trim now these two, and here we got the shape. So now we got the shape here, we got the idea how we are going to use that. So exit out, and now I'm going to make a shape somewhere here. For that I have to create a plane. So to create a plane, we have a front plane right here. I just want to move that part, move that plane somewhere here. So just you can just drag that plane like that, and after that you can just define the values. I can see this is going somewhere 161, so I will just define 162. So if I just go to the front plane and see here, this is okay. I just want to make it somewhere further, so 165, so I will take that value. So now just go to the front plane. Now I don't know what is the shape right here. I'm just going to assume the shape. For that, go to the sketch. I'm going to use the height also, how much height this object will have. So I will just take the center. For that I will just first use this line and make it somewhere here with a reference line here also. So I will just take the center. I know that I have taken this value to be 165 here, so I will just make it, I will just define it somewhere 71. So we get this in the middle. So go to the plane, go to the sketch. Now you got a reference here, so I can just use different shapes. Right here I will first use a circle like that, and the circle will be coincident to that point, and the size of that circle will be around 30 like that. So I don't want a circular shape, because if you see here in the object, you will see that the upper object is somewhat different in shape. It's somewhat in rectangular but with some draft angles. So I will just create some other arc type shape here. For that I'm going to use a 3-point arc like that, and I will just make those tangent. I will create this on this point with coincident relation. So I will just create a shape somewhat like that. You can just make it symmetrical with relation. Just convert the entity from here and convert that entity to be reference. So now select the entity and select the symmetrical. So somewhat the shape I got here. Define the radius. I want that to be around 50 radius, and I want that to be around somewhat 35. Okay, so make that construction, and for the down side I just want it like that. So going to take another arc like that. Okay, so let's make it symmetrical. So use these 2 points, make it vertical, I'm going to use the equal radius, and I'm going to use the equal dimension also. Okay, so dimension will be again 35, and so object will be somewhere here. So you will also see the center point will move downwards. So just to take it in center, you just have to use the value lower here, like I want that to 30, or you can just delete this dimension. You can just select these 2 points and make them horizontal, and you will get the object in the middle. So create a symmetrical object by using the mirror command here, and you can just mirror it by creating a center line and use the mirror about that, like that. So you get the idea. And after that I will just insert some fillets right here. So could not, okay, so the size of the fillet is bigger. I just need to make it smaller. So you can see now we got the fillet here, we got the fillet here. Yes, this is the warning for the edges that we have the dimension from here, so the relation will be broken. So click OK and it will adjust automatically like that. So we got the shape. So you can see the shape is somewhat equal to the object, so you can see here. Okay, so this is just the idea. I have not measured this object. Okay, so we got the shape. Now we need a reference that how it is going to connect down here. So for that we are going to use the front, we are going to use the sketch, and now we will just trace the shape. You can see that it will not be traced with the help of a single arc, so I'm going to use the spline. We have the two type of spline. First is like that. First spline is simple spline. We can use that spline with some point like that. Okay, so just place it somewhere here, and now you can just select this one and this one, and you can just use the make pierce relation. Pierce means that the point is piercing that arc. Okay, so right here you can see this is coincident, and make some changes, like I want this. So select the arc, you will get, okay, you will get the control right here, somewhere here. So select that. I want to make it vertical like that. Okay, and I want it to be horizontal like that. So you can see we have the shape here. You can just manipulate it a little bit so that the curve remains smooth like that. You can control the vertex directly from here, but I just don't want to do that, so that our shape remains the similar. So for this spline, don't make it fully defined. If you can, you can do that, but I like it to be like that. Just exit out, and for the bottom shape I'm just going to use another spline in similar face like that, and going to use again. So right now I'm just going to use the spline style spline. So what that does, the second spline will use some points, and with the help of those points it will create the shape. You can see that we can control this with the help of these, with these curves like that. So I want it to be pierce right here, and I can just select this line and make it vertical like that, and I can control the shape. So I just want it to be vertical, not this one, this one from here, and I just want the shape to be somewhat like that. You can see that you can control the shape with the help of these vertex, okay, like that. If you need another point, you can add another point at any time. So here we got the insert control vertex, and where you want to insert, you can see we have inserted a point somewhere here. So now you will get another control, you can control it easily now. Okay, so you can see we got the controls here. Just move the points according to your need, and this will be generated and exit out. Okay, so now if you just leave it right here, I will just hide everything out. Okay, so if you just press here, everything will be hidden. So I just want to hide the sketch one, so you can see, and I'm just going to hide the plane also. So you can see we got the shape right here. If I just directly go to the loft, I can just create it with the surface loft right here, and I can just select this shape, I can just select this shape. So if you have selected the point exactly, like I want to select it from other side, and I can just move it to the side like that. You can see the shape is like that, and in the guide curves you can just select this one and this one. So you will see the shape will be generated like that, and if you just click OK, the object will be created. So this will be the shape, and like that you can just create your part. So now we have created the shape right here. Next I'm going to create the other part, and for that I'm going to show the sketch, show the image like that. And now we just have to create a smaller shape right here with some guide curves from the other sides also. So okay, for that I'm just going to use another plane. So select that plane, drag that out, and define the value somewhere. This is 114, I want that 110. Click OK. So select that plane, and I'm just going to use same shape with some smaller dia. So for that, just select that, use the convert entities or use the offset directly. I just want to offset this one, but I want to make this one construction, and I want to reverse that with, I want to offset that with value of 2, okay, or 3, like that. So just click OK, and you will get the shape. So the shape is again somewhere equal to that. Now exit out, and you just have to create some splines right here. So for that, just go to the front and go to the sketch. Okay, so now you just have to again go for the spline right here. So create the spline. I'm just going to use the spline style spline right here. So and I will just create like that. Okay, so first of all I will just make those two piers, and I will just select the other object. For that, the other spline is hidden right now, so go to the loft. In that you will get that. Okay, so in that you will just right click and show that. So here is the spline, so just make both of them coincident, and there is another relation. If you select both of them, you will get another equation that is not available in simple sketching. So here we have the G3 and C2. Okay, so this is not C2, this is C. So equal curvature, or the other continuity, that is torsion continuity. So we can create that. So torsion continuity will have different effect on that part. So I will show you what will be the effect. So just define that. So now you can see we have some controls here. So I will just make that here. I will just select that part somewhere here, and I will just move it somewhere here. Okay, so we need to add some more curves in between to make it proper. So from here you can see it is moving properly, but here we need to add some more points. So right click, go to the insert control. I will just add 2 more points, click OK, and okay, so we have some errors. First of all, I'm just going to add point right here. So add more points to make it proper. So now just move it like that, move it like that, move it somewhere here, move it a little backwards. You can see we are getting some points, and move it up here. So just learn how you can just control the points. At the end I just want it to be horizontal, so I will just accept this because we don't have the exact value, and our shape is down here somewhere. If you want to move it, just move the whole sketch, or just make it more smaller so that your object will match the size. For that you just have to change the size of this object, or make the offset a little higher. So here is the shape. I just take that shape, and for here I will just move it a little bit backward so that the shape will be continuous. So just click OK, and here is the shape. So what does the G3 means, or the tangency means? For that you just have to open the sketch, and from here you can just right click and go to the show curvature, and if you just make the curvature higher, you will see that the curvature of this line is going up and down. Okay, and from here you can just increase the points. Okay, so we need to make the curvature properly. So you can see that we have a smooth curvature, we don't have a sharp curvature, we have the smooth transition right here. This is going up and down smoothly, not sharply. If we create a line, like I will just create to edges like that. If I go right click and show the curvature comps, and if I go here, you can see that we have unequal or uneven shape right here. We don't want that shape, because when we create the surface, we are dealing with some plastic, some models, some objects like that the object will have some glossiness. And if you see any body, or if you see any car with a dent, you will see that in light that dent will reflect from that dent will be noticed from far away, because in that we will get some uneven shape. So to check that shape, that we are getting a correct shape or not, we can use the curvature control, and from here you can see that this is uneven curvature. So to match that, we can just apply a tangency. So you can see that we are now getting a smooth curvature from here. Okay, and if we create multiple arcs, and I'm just going to delete that, or I will just use the Control Z command, and I'm going to create a curve here, a curve here, and a curve here like that. Okay, so right now I'm going to use a fillet command right here. Okay, and I'm going to make curves equal. Okay, or I can just use, okay, so I will just use a spline from here. To use the other options like the continuity, the curvature, you can just select both of them, or there is the curvature continuous, select that. Okay, and I'm going to use another spline right here, that this spline is going somewhere like that, and I'm going to use the relation that will be the G3. Okay, so if you see the curvature right here, show curvature, and if you see the curvature comes with some higher values. Okay, so zoom in and you will see, so here is the smooth curve, so here will be the smooth transition. Just go to the joint and you will see that in joint we have the curvature continuous here. Okay, we got the smooth transition here. If you go to the G2 here, so here you will also see some smooth curvature. Okay, there will be some uneven gap, but you will see that the gap is smooth. It is going somewhere downwards, then it is going further smooth. If you just control that, so you can see it is again going smoothly like that. Okay, and if you go here, you will see that this is uneven, and if you go here, you will see that this is tangent, but here we have smaller comps, here we have the larger comps. Okay, and here we also have that. So what does that mean? If we just create a solid or surface from that, okay, and if you go to the evaluate and zebra stripes, so you will see that, okay, go to the zebra stripes again and use the intensity from here. Okay, number of stripes, and this is the stripe accuracy, so increase that, increase the, okay, so here if you see that we can see we have some uneven matching here. So here you will see we have some similar matching, a little bit of uneven, but if you go here at the G3, you will see that this is continuous. You will not see where is the change. You can see the edge, but you cannot tell the difference between both because this is continuous. Okay, if you go here at the tangent, it will be again similar, but if you go right here, you will see at a point. Okay, here you can see this is the difference. So we don't want these type of shapes, that's why we will use the curvature properly. So if you see the object that I have created, you can see that object is fine. We have the smooth curves. We have a little bit here if you notice here, but if I rotate, you can see we got the smoothness. Okay, right here you can see we got the smoothness. We don't have the uneven shape because we have created it with the help of some curves. All the curves are tangent or the curvature continuous. So like that we have to create everything properly. So just delete the feature. Yes, I'm just going to delete this sketch also. So now just use some curves. For that, one is created downwards. Okay, I think I have deleted some curve that I need. I just want to delete this one only, so just select that. Okay, you can just delete that easily. So okay, I think I have again deleted the curves because I have not selected the edit. So now when you are in edit sketch, just right click, select the chain and delete that. Yes, and here we go. Now we have the shape. So we have the bottom shape. Now we need a top shape also. So for that I'm just going to use the front plane again, the sketch, and from here I'm going to show the top spline, and I'm just going to use the spline again, and for that I'm just going to use the spline like that. Okay, so make it here and select the point, make it pierce again, select this one and this one, make it G3. Okay, the continuous. Okay, and we need to make it further down. So here we got the shape. If you want to move it a little bit upside, just do that by just selecting. Okay, if you want to make it a little bit upside, you can just select, you can just move the point higher like that. So this is the shape I need. So here we have the shape. For the side, I don't have a line here, so for that I can just make it split. For that I just need an shape here. Okay, so to make it split, I can split it from here, but right now I will just create a shape from here. For that I need a plane somewhere here. So to create a plane, I can just select that top and drag that upside. Okay, so select the top, press the control and drag that in upside and select a point, and we have the object. And now I can just create a spline right here, but remember that it should be in the center. So we know that I have created this in the center, so if I create something here, that will be again in the center. So go to the sketch, use the spline. Now I want a spline right here, so I can just select it like that. I can now make it outside. Okay, so right here I'm just going to use the style spline for the control, smooth control, like that. So I just want it here, and select this one and make it pierce. Select this one and make it pierce. Okay, so if you want to add a relation here, so if you want to create a curvature continuous, just select the two and select this face, and you will get the equal curvature here. The curvature will be from this face. Okay, so we have some error here. So for that we need to adjust the shape. Okay, so adjust that a little bit and go to the top, and you will got the curvature continuous from here. I just need it to be a little bit outside, and from here I just want it to be a little bit like that. So first of all I just want it to be horizontal right here. So now we have got the control. Okay, so I just need it to be a little bit like that, and now this is the shape I needed. So just exit out. Okay, so if you want to create the other side also, just go to the edit sketch again and select this one. So first of all you just have to create a center line and select this one. Go to the mirror entities and select this one, click OK, and here you will got the shape exactly like that. If you want to add the relation, just delete the relation first. Okay, although it's symmetrical, so it will be again equal to this one, so I will just leave it right here and exit out. So now we got the four shapes, and just turn off the planes from here. So we got multiple options here. Okay, I have turned that on in the sketch, so you can just turn that off also. So now go to the surface, go to the loft, and now remember we are going to use this shape from here, so I'm going to use the loft surface from here. So go to the select, and I will just go and select that. Okay, click OK. So you got the closed loop from here, and now go here and select that. So here we will get the shape. Okay, so I need that shape to be here, so go to the guide. I need that to be up, and for the downside I need that to be like that, and for the sides I want that to be somewhere here. So if you just select that, remember that you need to select the open loop so that it can only select the single. Okay, so this one, and for that go to the right click selection manager, and again single spline and select that one and click OK. So we have the shape here. So for the tangency purpose here, you just so first of all just click OK. So see here, if you got the tangency then it's okay, if you don't then you have to apply some options. Okay, so for here the surface everything is hidden. Okay, so we got the shape here. So it's although tangent, because I have created the spline according to that, you can see that we have got the shape right here. Okay, so if you face some problems in here, then you just have to select the loop okay, and we got the relation here. So tangent to face, select that, and the profile will be tangent to that face, and you just have to click OK, and like that you will be able to create it properly. Okay, but we already got some guide curves, so that we don't have the problem. So this is the shape. Okay, again some errors here. If I see here, we got some errors in mid. So if I go back, so first I will just check by removing that tangency. I will just go to the none. Okay, and I will just see here now there is no error. Okay, so you can face some errors, so just use the option and see the object properly. If I now go to the evaluate and use the JBrush stripes, okay, so you will see that we got the shape here. We have a little bit of distortion here, but although we got the shape properly. Okay, so here is a little bit of distortion, you can see that. So we need to fix that, and in order to fix that we have to just use the spline properly. We just have to apply some relation in the spline. So in here, okay, both the side we got the problem. That problem is due to because we got a spline here for the reference, but we don't have any spline here, so we need to create a spline here to fix that. So in the next object I will show you that how to create the object with the help of multiple references lines. So complete that, and we got this shape. To create it in 3D, we have to just close it from downside. So in the surface we got the planar surface or the filled surface. I'm going to use the filled surface, so just select that. Okay, don't use that, just right click. Okay, so go for the planar surface right here and select that, click OK, and it will just close that surface. And again go here, the planar surface, select that, and it will, because the filled surface need 4 different edges or 3 different, or a closed boundary that will have multiple edges. Okay, so now we got the shape. So after that we just need to knit that from here like that, and we need to select all the sides, and we need to use the create solid option from here, and we will get a solid. If you want to see the solid body, just go to the solid body, you will see that this is a surface knit. Okay, so we got the shape. If I just create the section, you can see that this is now solid from inside, and after that you just need to hollow it from outside by just using the command that will be the shell. But before that I'm just going to use the fillet option here to create the object circular from down side. So just go to the feature. Now this is solid, so I can just use the solid fillet from here, select that. I just need a lower radius of 5, so click OK, and here we have the radius of 5. Okay, so now next I'm going to hollow it from inside. So go to the shell. I just don't want to remove any part. I need a thickness of 5 mm. Okay, 5 or 2 mm or 3 mm, whichever you need. The thickness value is greater than the minimum radius of the curvature. So you can see that minimum radius of curvature, we need to cut it down to around 2. Okay, so we are having some issues here. So where is the issue? Show preview. Okay, so we are getting some error around different places. So first error is right here. Okay, second we are getting some error right here, and third we are getting some errors right here. So you have to resolve those errors first. So first of all, I'm just going to remove the fillet. I will just check that the fillet worked or not. So go to the shell, use the 2 thickness. Okay, so if that does not work, you can just check it by just going to the shell outward. Just check it with the help of that, see if that works. Okay, that works. And go to the section and see the section from inside, where is the problem, where you are facing the problem. Okay, that's okay. That's okay. Okay, so we got the shell from here, so just use that. So use the fillet before the shell, just move the shell downwards, and you can see that if I go now in the section, so we got the fillet also here. Okay, so just use the outside option so that you can just do that. And again, you have to check where is the problem, and you have to resolve that problem. So by just clicking outside, I'm getting the shell, but I need to fix that. So first of all, for the shell, I am going to use the fillet backwards here also. So edit, select the edge from here. Okay, now let's see if it is working or not. You can see we got issue here, so that was our error. So multi-radius fillet, I need this radius to be around 2. Okay, I can do that from here. Okay, we are getting some smooth edges. Now check the shell and remove the shell outward. So now if I just click OK, I think I'm going to get the error again, maybe. Maybe it is going to crash. Okay, so now it's done. We got the error. The error was right here. So now you can just, first of all, I'm just going to save the file, and I'm just going to save it in the folder that I have created here, and it is the stream iron. So okay, and now I'm just going to see it. So here we get the object. Okay, so we had some errors, we had some issues here also, and if we go outside, we don't have any issue. So you just have to see the body properly from inside. You can see we are getting some errors. Okay, if I just click here, I can see the edges, and if I see here, we are getting some edges right here. So we need to solve those errors so that our body is smooth and it can be produced. So let's complete here and remove the option. Now we need to split the object, like we are having this in here. So in order to split it, we need to show the sketch. so that we can get the shape. So now you can see we got the object here, we don't see our shape. So in order to do that, just hide it from here, hide the shell, and everything will be hidden. So now just create a sketch again and create it in the front plane. Okay, so we need to create it in the front plane. So select the front from here, go to the sketch and use the spline from here, and just okay, I have selected the curve. I need to select the spline. I just need that spline to be somewhat like that. Okay, so you can see that this is the object. I need to split this object into this shape. Exit out. So how to split? Now in order to split, just go to the surface. We got the split line, and first of all we need to come back to here on the body, and we need to split this object. So you can see that we have the solid body here, shell 1. I need to split that body. So select the okay, go to the split line. Now in the split line we need to select the face or body to split, and first we need to select the sketch. Okay, so with the help of sketch we need a projection option. So I need to project this one, and here we have the option only to split the faces. So in order to split that, I need to select everything from here. So you can just select everything from here. You can see all the edges are here, and just select that also. Click OK, and the object will be splitted like that. Okay, so you got a face right here, but if you see properly, if you see the section, and if you select the object, first of all hide the sketch. So you can see that you can only select the face. The object is splitted, but if you want to apply some property to this object, if like I want a translucent, add to appearance, so cannot be added or edited in the section view. Okay, so I need to remove the section. I can just select this one and go to the appearance, right click, add appearance to the body. So you can see that internal face is right there. Okay, and this is a surface body. So we don't need to make the surface bodies, we need a solid body. For that we will just not split it with the help of split line. We will use some different option, and that option will be the solid. Okay, so wait for a few seconds. We need to create a solid first from here, and we can just use the extrude, and we can use that mid plane and cut the whole body. Like you can see I have selected whole body like that. So this is only the extrude. Now if we go to the split line and use the intersection, now you can see I need to intersect with this one, and I need to intersect the whole object, whole body from here. So go here and select the solid body, select the shell one, and click OK. So cannot partition surface the trim tool and target to not intersect if the trim tool is a 3D sketch. Make sure. Okay, we are getting some error somewhere in between, so just try with that. Okay, again we are getting some error. So for that I'm just going to select it manually. So you can see I have selected only the faces, so remove, clear that, select everything like that, and just click OK. So again we are having some error. So if you have some error here, you can see here we have some cut with surface option, thickness cut. Okay, if we select with cut with surface, and if we select the body from here, okay, select the surface only, so it will just ask which surface, which body you need. Click OK, it will just cut that side and you will just get the another side only. Okay, so how to tackle that? So just delete this one also, and we have another option that is Thicken Cut. Okay, so there is a Thicken Cut. In that we will have to select the face. Now you can see there is a thickness cut, and I will just make that value to be 0.1. okay, and create that both side. Click OK, and you will see that it is asking that you want to keep some selected body or all body. I want to keep the all bodies. Click OK, and here is the bodies. So if you go here, solid body, we have the cut section 1 and the cut 2. So like that you can just create your objects. Okay, so I need to cut it from here also. So you can see this is a surface, not a body, so we need to cut it from here. So in order to cut that, we also have some plane right here somewhere. Okay, this is the plane. I just need it to cut from here. So again I need to cut the upper body, so go to the split line. Now we have the intersection option, so I need to split with the help of this plane, and I need to split the body. So now you can see we have the bodies here, so I can just select that, click OK, and again we don't get any body. It is split, but only the surface is split. Now we need some body. Remember, we need the body. We need to actually, if you see here in the drawing, so this body, this upper body will be different, the lower body will be different, this lower will be different, and this will be different, and everything will be screwed in. Okay, everything will be connected with the help of some screws, so that we need some separate bodies. Okay, so to create separate bodies, we need to cut all of that with Thicken Cut from here. Okay, we have the cut with surface. I need to cut this body with some surface. Okay, so this is with surface. We need to create a surface first. Okay, so here I'm going to create another sketch in the front. So again just turn on this shape and hide the bodies, hide it like that. So create the shapes. I need to, okay, I just need it to cut from here, not from here. So I'm going to use the line. Like that. I can just extend it because upper part is separated, so I can just use that one. And I need a spline here, so you can see I can create a spline like that. Okay, I can leave the spline right now here, and I need to cut it from here also, because this body will be separated from here. So just cross it so that you don't face any issues later. Cross it like that. Okay, and we need a shape here also, so I will just leave that. I will remove that later, and go to the surface, extrude. Okay, go to the mid plane. From here you will see that we are having the bodies here. Click OK, and we got the bodies. Now turn both the bodies on, turn this one off. So we need to split, so thicken cut from here. I need that to mid 0.1. okay, if I go down 0.01, like featured scope, all bodies, click OK. I just need to cut this one. Okay, so we got a body right here. I need to cut this one, so again thicken cut, this one surface, and this one body. So select the body from here, okay, select the all bodies and select this one from here. Click OK. I need all bodies. Okay, so this body will be separated. Now we need a thicken cut with the help of this one, and all bodies from okay. So now if I just select it like that, and if I just select all the bodies separately, you can see that we are having different bodies. And now if you want to apply some material to separate bodies, just select that, right click. Now you can see I'm in plastic, I'm in clear plastic. I can just use the plastic from here. I'm going to use the like polycarbonate plastic. So you can see it is completely transparent, but it is having the body here. So for others I need medium gloss, and for the gloss I'm going to select this body, and this body will have the black gloss like that. And for the bottom I need a medium gloss of this one. Okay, or I can change that, like I want this blue gloss, add it to that body and also that body. Okay, so I need these two bodies to be different with different gloss, and I want those to be low gloss, and I want that to be around somewhere here. You can see that we have all the bodies. If you want to change some visualization, so go here, right click, go here, appearance, select the body, and you will got the option here. So you can add the texture from, like I want a tint somewhere like that. Okay, and go to the illumination and go to the first one is diffuse. Okay, no change. Specular amount, no change. Okay, reflection amount, no change. Okay, we have the transparency. You can see transparency is 1. I can just reduce the transparency, and you can see that we have some object like that. So go to the color, you can add a different tint from here like that, whichever you need. Okay, so I need somewhat this one. Click OK, and we have the body right here. If you want to change the color, the properties of other one, just again go to the Okay, so gloss will be again similar, but the color will be changed whichever you need, like that. Okay, so select whatever you need and apply that. So you can see everything will be changed. So this is the object, and like that you can create your object with the help of surface commands. Okay, so we are running out of time. We have got around 5 to 7 minutes. So let's create the back body. Let's create the upper button here. So for that you just have to create a hole right here. You just have to create a body up here. For that I'm just going to use the sketch from here. I'm just going to create a circle in the mid somewhere like that. I'm just going to define the value. I need that to be 20. I need that distance from here around 160, and I will just make that around that. Exit out to create a hole. Okay, because we need to create a hole so that the button will be added from the downside. So to create a hole we just use the extrude cut. Okay, so for that I will just use the offset, that this cut will be added from up here and the blind value will be somewhere like that. Okay, or up to surface, but in order to select that surface you just have to go here and select other, and you can just select the internal surface, but we will get some error for that surface because we got the separated faces. So select the through and select like that and click OK, and you will got a hole right there. So after that you just have to add the button. I will just create a simple button from here. I will just okay, so go to the front view, create a sketch from here. I will just create a section also, and I will create a line from here like that, like that. Okay, so I will just rush to complete the object. So fillet will be around 5. Okay, and it will be around 2 or around 1. Let's make it 2. Okay, and define the object with some dimensions. I need this to be around 2 millimeters and this height to be around 10 millimeters, this gap to be around 9.9 because we will have to use the tolerance value, and we just have to make the point at a distance around 160. Okay, I know that I have created that circle at 160, and we need to take the depth also from here. I will take that value around, okay, we have the edge here, so I will take that around 85. Okay, 85 is far more. I will just take that 80 and just click OK. Complete the sketch and just use the revolve command from here, because right now we are in solid. We have created the solid object, so just select the axis of rotation. Now don't merge this object so that you will get a different body. So you can see that now we will get a body. If you want to increase the size, just click here you will get the values. Just increase the value from 10 to around 15 and just click OK, just rebuild, and the size will be increased like that. And if you just turn off the section, you will see that the button will be here. Okay, so you can see that our environment is some different kind of environment we have selected. So just go here, we have the plain walls, so you can see that there is far more light. If you use the soft spotlight, you will see like that. So now you can see some gloss here. So for that you need to activate the glossiness of the software. So you just have to do that from an option that is present inside. So you can see now we have the glossiness here. So like that you can create your object. So it's more like a sandal. So this is the object. So I hope you enjoyed the session. So this was it, and I will try to cover the second one in the next session. So coming back to the software, and so we have seen that we have covered the introduction, we have covered the shape control, we have covered the guides, we have covered the loft and blend, and we have also covered the solid body, and I have also shown you how you can add the visual effects. That was a very light area in the visual effects. We have not covered in so much options there. So let's move on, and you can see that SolidWorks, this is some option, this is some data about the SolidWorks, that SolidWorks is a 3D CAD software for mechanical design, but it can be used in architectural, it can be used for product design, and it has very rich functionalities for the fit, for the form, and the functional requirement in design. We can create some frameworks. It has proven design framework for safe migration from 2D CAD, like from AutoCAD, while retaining the choice to reuse the existing design data. So SolidWorks is used by around 3.5 million CAD users, and around 150,000 plus companies uses this software, and it is also trusted and proven for MCAD, that is MathCAD design. And the similar category software are we have the Autodesk software like Inventor and Fusion 360. We have the PTC software, that is Creo, Parametric, and the other apps of the Creo. We have the CATIA from the same company, that is Dassault System. And we also have some other software like NX, like Solid Edge, and many more. The main USP of this software is it can be used for the cost, for the manufacturing, for the quality, for the design. Okay, so there are many USPs of this software. So some companies that uses this software, and here are those. And okay, so that was it for the day. I hope you enjoyed the session. Thank you very much.